Good day, everyone. Welcome to eLearning Hub. Signing on to give you another insight. Today, we will explore the vital world of communication ethics. We will trace its history, examine foundational ethical theories, discuss key principles of communication, and analyze the various ethical issues we face in modern media and daily interactions. What does it mean to communicate ethically? Communication ethics refers to the fundamental principles and standards that guide how we interact, share information, and connect with one another. At its core, it ensures that our communication is always responsible, respectful, and honest. Practicing ethical communication is vital because it builds a foundation of trust, integrity, and positive relationships in both our personal and professional lives. But when we ignore these ethical boundaries, communication breaks down, leading to toxic misunderstanding, deep-rooted conflicts, and real harm to individuals and entire communities. The concept of ethical communication isn't new. It has evolved over thousands of years. Its ancient roots traced back to Greek philosophers like Socrates and Aristotle, who deeply examined the ethics of rhetoric and persuasion, questioning how language could be used for the common good rather than manipulation. As time marched on, a diverse array of global religious and philosophical traditions further shaped this landscape. Together, they contributed a universal emphasis on core moral values, solidifying truthfulness, mutual respect, and social responsibility as the bedrock of human connection. To fully grasp this concept, we must look at the broader nature of ethics itself. Ethics is the philosophical study of the moral principles and values that govern human behavior and decision making. It constantly challenges us to answer fundamental questions. What is truly right or wrong? What is inherently good or bad? And ultimately, how should an individual act when faced with a difficult choice? Ultimately, communication ethics acts as both a compass and a framework, helping individuals and societies make sound moral judgments. By establishing clear guidelines for our conduct, it ensures that our voices are used to build up the world around us, rather than tear it down. Every day we face complex decisions in business, media, and our personal lives. To navigate these challenges, philosophers have developed frameworks to help us understand the nature of right and wrong. Today, we'll explore six prominent ethical theories and see how they apply to real-world scenarios. First, let's look at utilitarianism, popularized by Jeremy Bentham and John Stuart Mill. This theory is all about outcomes, aiming to achieve the greatest good for the greatest number of people by maximizing overall happiness or well-being. Consider a company introducing a new policy that boosts efficiency but requires job cuts. A utilitarian approach focuses on the long-term survival of the company and the remaining workforce, framing the message around collective future stability despite immediate pain for a few. Next is deontology, a duty-based framework heavily associated with Immanuel Kant. Unlike utilitarianism, deontology argues that actions are intrinsically right or wrong, regardless of their consequences. Rules and moral duties must be upheld. Take a journalist who uncovers political corruption, but promised confidentiality to a source. A deontological perspective dictates that exposing the truth and serving the public's right to know is an absolute moral duty, even if it means breaking that personal promise. Moving from rules to character, Aristotle's virtue ethics focuses on who we are rather than just what we do. It suggests that practicing internal virtues like honesty, courage, and compassion naturally leads to moral behavior. Imagine a manager who has to deliver news about budget cuts to their team. Instead of hiding behind corporate jargon, virtue ethics guides them to be completely transparent, finding the courage to deliver tough news while showing deep empathy to their team's anxieties. Our fourth theory is ethical relativism. This is the belief that morality is defined by the cultural norms of a society, meaning there is no single universal standard of right or wrong. For example, in Society A, eating meat is a normal part of life, while in Society B, it is considered morally wrong. Relativism suggests that both viewpoints are equally valid within their respective cultures. Therefore, a traveler from Society A should respect and tolerate the norms of Society B while visiting, acknowledging that morality changes across borders. On the other hand, ethical egoism argues that self-interest should be the true basis for moral judgment. Under this doctrine, an action is deemed right if it maximizes an individual's or an organization's own well-being and success. Look at a business deciding whether to adopt expensive green technology. If the company operates purely on ethical egoism and they determine the high cost will hurt profits and shareholders' returns, they will choose not to invest, prioritizing their financial self-interest over broader environmental or public health impacts. Finally, we have care ethics. This framework rejects cold calculations and rigid rules, emphasizing instead the vital importance of relationships, empathy, and our responsibility to protect and support one another. In a scenario where a counselor is guiding a client through a deeply distressing time, care ethics takes center stage. The counselor focuses entirely on emotional support and active listening, tailoring every word to ensure the client feels genuinely heard, safe, and understood. In conclusion, whether we look at the consequences, our duties, our character, cultural context, self-interest, or our relationships, these six theories provide the vital tools we need to analyze and navigate the complex ethical landscape of our world. Which framework guides your decisions? Communication shapes our relationships, organization, and society. But for communication to build trust rather than confusion, it must be guided by clear moral framework. Let's explore the five core principles of ethical communication and see how they guide our real-world interactions. Our first principle is honesty and truthfulness. Ethical communication requires complete transparency and accuracy, deliberately avoiding deception or misleading omissions. Consider a salesperson asked about a product's limitations. Instead of hiding flaws to secure a quick win, ethical communication demands they disclose all relevant details, even if it makes the sale harder. This builds lasting consumer trust and long-term reliability. Next is respect for others. This principle honors the dignity, feelings, and diverse perspectives of every individual, ensuring that language remains inclusive and free from harmful or derogatory remarks. Imagine a team meeting where a participant makes a culturally insensitive comment. An ethical team leader won't ignore it. They step in to address the impacts of the remark respectfully, reinforcing the group's collective commitment to mutual dignity and psychological safety. The third pillar is responsibility in communication. As communicators, we must own both the intent and the impact of our messages, carefully anticipating their effects before we speak or hit send. Take a social media manager who inadvertently posts misinformation. Rather than sweeping it under the rug, taking responsibility means acting swiftly, editing the post with the correct facts, and issuing a transparent public apology to preserve organizational integrity. Fourth is fairness and justice. This principle ensures all parties are treated equitably, stripping away personal bias or favoritism, so that every voice has a fair opportunity to be heard. For example, when a human resources director announces promotion decisions, an ethical approach means communicating a process rooted purely in merit, skills, and transparent evaluations. This eliminates any perception of bias and keeps team morale high. Finally, we have sensitivity to cultural and individual differences. In our interconnected world, recognizing and embracing diversity is essential to avoid accidental offense and misunderstandings. Consider an educator preparing a presentation for an international audience. By intentionally adapting their language, removing hyperlocal idioms, and utilizing universally inclusive examples, they ensure that every single listener feels seen, respected, and valued. In conclusion, when honesty, respect, responsibility, fairness, and cultural sensitivity intersect, they create an environment of trust and collaboration. By practicing these principles daily, we ensure our words build bridges and foster meaningful connections. Every single day, we exchange thousands of words. We text, we whisper, we debate, and we confide. Interpersonal communication is the bedrock of our social lives, but it's also an ethical minefield. Every conversation carries an invincible weight, the weight of trust, respect, and responsibility. Today, we're breaking down the four core pillars of ethical communication and exploring how our words shape our world. Let's start with privacy and confidentiality. At its core, respecting privacy means recognizing that personal information is a form of currency. When someone shares a secret with you, they aren't giving it away. They are trusting you to act as its custodian. But here is where the ethical gray area lies, the risk of harm dilemma. Absolute confidentiality isn't always moral. If a friend confides that he or she is in immediate danger or planning to harm himself, herself, or someone else, the ethics of protecting a human life override the ethics of keeping a promise. True ethical communication means holding a secret safely, unless breaking it is the only way to keep someone safe. Next is deception and manipulation. We often think of deception as outright lying, but it's much subtler than that. It's half-truths, intentionally withholding information or shifting realities. Take this common scenario. A colleague pressures you to support a flawed proposal, hinting that doing so is good for your career. This isn't persuasion. It's manipulation. It exploits your vulnerabilities to rob you of your autonomy. Ethical communication demands that we resist this pressure. It requires assertive honesty, the courage to say, I respect your goal, but I have reservations about this data, preserving both your integrity and the truth. Now, let's talk about a social epidemic, gossip and rumors. Gossip is often used as a cheap social bonding, but it comes at a massive ethical cost. It reduces a complex human being to casual entertainment, often weaponizing completely unverified data. In our digital age, falsehoods travel faster than ever. Once a rumor is out, a person's reputation is nearly impossible to fully repair. To communicate ethically, you must become a circuit breaker. Before repeating anything, pass it through three simple filters. Is it true? Is it kind? And is it actually necessary? If it fails even one, let the rumor die with you. Finally, conflict and resolution. Conflict is an inevitable part of human relationships. Ethical communication doesn't mean we have to avoid disagreements. It means how we fight matters. An ethical conflict relies on insults, silent treatments, or dredging up the past just to win. Ethical conflict resolution requires a fundamental shift, moving from an adversarial mindset, me versus you, to a collaborative one, us versus the problem. It means practicing dialogue over monologue. It means listening not to formulate your next comeback, but to genuinely understand the other person's perspective. In the end, interpersonal communication isn't just about the words we choose. It's about the environment we create with them. By choosing confidentiality over betrayal, honesty over manipulation, truth over gossip, and collaboration over hostility, we build relationships grounded in trust. Next time you speak, ask yourself, are your words building a bridge or a wall? In today's corporate landscape, communication does not happen in a vacuum. Organizations face high stakes where every statement, report, or silence carries moral weight. Let's explore four critical ethical challenges that modern workplaces must navigate to maintain integrity and public trust. First, we look at whistleblowing. Employees often find themselves facing severe ethical dilemmas when they uncover wrongdoing within their own workplace. It requires balancing deep loyalty to their employer against the broader safety of the public. Imagine a technician who discovers a critical safety violation on an assembly line. Ethical communication requires them to raise the alarm through the proper internal channels, actively prioritizing their moral responsibility to public safety over misguided sense of keeping corporate secrets. Next is propaganda and persuasion. While organizations must use persuasive communication to promote their missions, they must ensure it remains strictly ethical. This means avoiding psychological manipulation and providing accurate, verified facts. Take a nonprofit organization crafting its annual fundraising campaign. Ethical communication means being completely transparent about their actual operational needs and milestones, resisting the urge to exaggerate crises or use emotional deception just to drive higher donations. Our third issue centers on corporate social responsibility, or CSR. Businesses have an inescapable ethical mandate to report honestly on how their operations impact both society and the environment. Consider a manufacturing company publishing its annual sustainability goals. Ethical communication demands an accurate audit of their environmental footprint. They must avoid greenwashing, which means making misleading, exaggerated claims about being eco-friendly when the data doesn't back it up. Our third issue centers on corporate social responsibility or CSR. Businesses have an inescapable ethical mandate to report honestly on how their operations impact both society and the environment. Consider a manufacturing company publishing its annual sustainability goals. Ethical communication demands an accurate audit of their environmental footprint. They must avoid greenwashing, which means making misleading, exaggerated claims about being eco-friendly when the data doesn't back it up. Finally, organizations must manage the fine line between internal and external communication. Leaders must constantly balance the public's right to transparency with the legitimate legal need to protect a company's proprietary information. This balance is tested most during emergencies, such as a major data breach. Ethical communication under pressure means providing clear, timely, and honest updates to both your employees and the public, maintaining vital transparency without compromising secure or sensitive data. In conclusion, whether managing internal transparency, reporting environmental impacts, keeping fundraising campaigns honest, or pointing out safety issues, ethical communication remains the bedrock of organizational health. By choosing truth over convenience, companies build enduring trust with the world around them. Mass media has an immense influence on our daily lives, shaping public opinion and defining shared narratives. Because of this power, media professionals must navigate complex ethical waters. Today, we will explore four critical ethical challenges in mass media and how they apply to real-world scenarios. First, let's look at journalistic ethics. Journalists are duty-bound to uphold the strict standards of accuracy, impartiality, and absolute fairness when reporting the news. For example, when covering a highly controversial event, an ethical news outlet doesn't chase sensationalism or rely on one-sided bias. Instead, they report the facts strictly as they are verified, while actively seeking out multiple perspectives to give the public a balanced truth. Next is the challenge of media bias and objectivity. Media outlets and the individuals within them have an ethical responsibility to actively minimize personal slants and passionately strive for objectivity in their reporting. Imagine a journalist assigned to a story that has deep personal relevance or affects their own circles. Ethical communication requires them to openly disclose any potential conflicts of interest to their editors and audience, continuously working to remain a fair, impartial perspective. Our third topic explores the delicate balance of freedom of speech and the press, protecting the right to free expression while carefully weighing the potential real-world harm that can be caused by certain types of speech is a deeply complex ethical hurdle. Consider a newspaper that decides to publish a controversial opinion piece. Actively practicing ethical communication means defending the right to free expression while simultaneously evaluating the content's potential harm and ensuring a platform is provided for diverse community viewpoint to respond. Finally, we looked at advertising and public relation ethics. Because these fields are fundamentally rooted in persuasion, they face unique ethical challenges in ensuring their messages remain completely truthful and never misleading. When an advertising agency designs a new campaign for a client, ethical communication means rejecting deception. The team must create messages that are honest about what the products deliver, while showing profound respect for the intelligence, values, and time of their audience. In conclusion, whether it is gathering balanced facts, declaring conflicts of interest, defending open expression responsibly, or keeping persuasion completely honest, ethics remain the anchor of mass media. When media professionals uphold these standards, they protect the trust of the communities they serve. As we wrap up today, let's remember one vital truth. Ethical communication isn't about being absolutely perfect, and it certainly isn't just a rigid set of rules to memorize. It is a daily conscious commitment to treating information with care and human beings with dignity. Every single time you choose to protect someone's privacy, every time you speak up assertively against manipulation, every time you kill a destructive humor, and every time you choose understanding over simply winning an argument, you are actively building a culture of trust. The way we choose to speak and listen ultimately shapes the world we live in. So, choose to speak with truth, listen with respect, and lead with integrity. Thank you so much for watching. If you found this valuable, please subscribe and hit the notification bell so you never miss our next video.